Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a diehard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Today, we've got some breaking and, honestly, shocking news that's going to impact not just the Cowboys season, but the entire NFC. If you're a Cowboys fan, buckle up, this one might hurt. News has just come out about Dak Prescott's health, and it's looking like the worst-case scenario could be coming true. After years of ups and downs, comeback after comeback, it seemed like Dak and the Cowboys were finally hitting their stride. But this latest injury update? It could be the final blow that puts the season, and maybe more, at serious risk. Let's break down exactly what we know about Dak's health and how this might be the end of the road for Dallas's playoff hopes this year. The details are still coming in, but what we're hearing isn't good. Early reports indicate Dak is dealing with a serious injury, something that could keep him sidelined for an extended period. And we all know, without Dak under center, this Cowboys team is just not the same. Even the backups they've got in place don't come close to matching Dak's leadership, his football IQ, and, let's be honest, his talent on the field. Think about what Dak brings to this Cowboys team. He's the leader, the playmaker, the guy who can turn a broken play into something magical. We've seen it over and over again. Just when you think he's about to go down, Dak manages to pull off an incredible throw or a key run that gets the Cowboys back in the game. It's those intangibles, that unbreakable will to win, that have made Dak the heart and soul of this Cowboys team. But now, with this injury, we're looking at a team that might lose its very identity. Dak has fought back from some pretty intense injuries in the past, that horrific ankle injury. Remember that? The way he bounced back from that was incredible. But this latest setback? It's starting to look like something even Dak might not be able to overcome this season. Now, for those of you who are wondering exactly what happened, let's talk about the injury itself. Reports say it's something to do with his shoulder, and we know how much that can impact a quarterback. A shoulder injury is no joke. It's not like a knee or an ankle where you can rely on pain management and just tough it out. When it's your throwing shoulder, every single pass is going to be impacted. And we know he's not the type to put himself at risk or compromise the team if he's not at his best. But with the stakes this high, can you imagine him staying on the sideline willingly? That's going to be tough for Dak, but it's going to be even tougher for the Cowboys. So what does this mean for Dallas moving forward? Well, in simple terms, the outlook isn't great. The Cowboys are in the middle of the season with a tough schedule ahead, and without Dak, it's going to be a long, uphill battle. They've got divisional games coming up, and we all know the NFC East is no cakewalk. The Eagles, the Giants, and yes, even the Commanders are all gunning for playoff spots. If Dak is out, even just for a few games, it could mean the difference between making the playoffs or missing them entirely. And if this is an injury that lingers, we might be talking about the Cowboys missing out on the playoffs entirely. Let's also take a look at what this could mean for Dak's career. Remember, we're talking about a guy who's already fought through some major injuries in the past few seasons. For any quarterback, that kind of toll on your body can add up fast. Dak is tough, we all know that, but at a certain point, you have to wonder if these repeated injuries will start affecting his long-term career. Will the Cowboys eventually have to think about their future at QB? Will they need to look to the draft for someone who can step in if Dak's health continues to be a problem? These are tough questions, but it's not too early to start asking them. The Cowboys have invested heavily in Dak, and it's hard to imagine the team without him. But with these constant injuries, Dallas might be forced to look at some backup options, even if it's just a precaution. And speaking of backups, let's talk about who would likely step in if Dak misses time. The Cowboys have Cooper Rush, who's filled in for Dak in the past. While Rush has shown he's capable, he's not the kind of guy who's going to lead the Cowboys to a deep playoff run. We're talking about a backup who can get by for a game or two, maybe pull off a win if the defense is lights out and the run game is on fire. But expecting him to carry the team over a long stretch? That's a lot to ask. And it's not just about wins and losses. It's about chemistry, momentum, and keeping the team's spirits up during a tough time. With Dak out, who's going to rally this squad? Who's going to step up as the emotional leader? Those are big shoes to fill, and honestly, I don't know if anyone on this team can fill them quite like Dak does. Let's talk a little bit about the bigger picture here, what this could mean for the Cowboys season and, frankly, for the NFC. Without Dak, the Cowboys' path to the playoffs looks incredibly bleak. They were already facing stiff competition, and now they're down their starting QB. This opens up the NFC for other teams, making it even harder for Dallas to secure a wildcard spot. The NFC playoff picture is starting to look crowded, and with this news, it might be safe to say that the Cowboys' playoff dreams are fading fast. Other teams in the division are smelling blood in the water. They know this is their chance to get ahead while the Cowboys are struggling. And what about Mike McCarthy? A lot of people are going to be asking questions about his future with the Cowboys, especially if this season starts slipping away. McCarthy came in with big expectations, but he's yet to deliver that deep playoff run Cowboys fans have been craving. If the team misses the playoffs again this year, the pressure on McCarthy is going to be immense. You've got to wonder if the front office will start looking for someone who can bring fresh energy and maybe a new direction to the team. This injury to Dak could have a ripple effect that reaches far beyond just the field. Let's not forget the Cowboys fans too. This team has one of the most passionate fan bases in the league, and they've been waiting a long time to see their team back in the Super Bowl. Every year, there's that hope, that belief that this could be the year Dallas finally puts it all together. But with this latest news, it feels like that hope is slipping away yet again. Fans have been through the highs and lows with Dak, and they've seen him come back from injury before. But this time, it feels different this time. The stakes are higher, and the outcome feels more uncertain. All right, Cowboys Nation, I want to hear from you. How are you feeling about this? Do you think the Cowboys have any chance of making a playoff run without Dak? And what do you think this means for Dak's future with the team? Drop a comment down below, and let's talk about it. I know you all have some thoughts. And remember to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss any updates on this story and other big news from around the league. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Stay strong, Cowboys fans. It's going to be a wild ride.